I'm fan casting the fairy tales in my book, Up Fairy Tales, Sinful Cinderellas, Prince Alarmings, and other timeless classics. And of course, as my fan casting rules go, it doesn't matter if the pairings make sense, it's all a fantasy. So, if I want Marilyn Monroe and Nick Offerman to appear together, they will. Ooh. Do I ship that? First, my favorite fairy tale in the collection, Till There Was Mew, a retelling of The White Cat by Madame Delnoy. It's a feminist Beauty and the Beast on steroids, featuring the tiniest dog in the universe, a woman whose boyfriends are clones of each other, and 1 billion cats. First, our Prince Denis would be played by Daniel Radcliffe. Denis is an absolutely delightful young cinnamon roll of a man, truly a Prince Charming, not a Prince Alarming. I think that Daniel would look great in one of these 17th century wigs, as we have already seen him marvelously pull off curly hair, and I just really want to see him fall in love with a cat. That would be adorable. Our bewitched princess, Katerina, must be played by Riki Lindholm. First off, New Girl fans will remember that she has experience playing a cat lady, so the natural next step would be playing a lady who turned into a cat. Katerina is truly an extreme version of the manic pixie dream girl. In fact, you could call her a manic kitty dream girl, and I think Riki would nail that vibe. Denis' father, the king who doesn't want to give up his crown, he would be played by Greg Kinnear for one reason, and one reason only. I was writing this story about this king who doesn't want to give up the crown right when Biden was reluctantly giving up the presidency. So when I read the story, I actually picture Joe Biden as the king. So I Googled people who should play Joe Biden, and Greg Kinnear came up, and that was good enough for me. This cat model would play the cat version of Katerina. I am already in love with her, so I get how a prince would fall in love with her. We would film on location on that Japanese island full of cats because we need like 1,000 cat extras. And I would positively require in my licensing contract a cameo by Tonic the cat because I am his #1 fan. If his #1 fan is allowed to have never watched any of his movies because I don't want to see him in any peril under any consequences, protect Tonic the cat forever. You can get the fairy tales wherever you most like to get books in print, digital, and audio formats. And if you've read some of the stories and you want to add in some of your own fan casting in the comments, I'd love to see your ideas. I'll see you next time with another fan cast of the fairy tales in my book.